This is going to be long, but I need to get it off my chest. I'm sitting in my empty house wondering how everything fell apart so quickly. My ex-wife Veronica, 40F, left me and our son Michael, 17M, 3 years ago, and now he's turning against me too. Veronica and I met in college. I was studying business, and she was in marketing. We dated for 2 years before getting married at 25. Back then, she was different, warm, family-oriented, and supportive. She was thrilled when I started my construction business, even though it meant living on a tight budget initially. My father had been in construction too, and I learned everything from him. He even helped me secure my first few contracts. Veronica worked at a local marketing firm and seemed content. When Michael was born, we were overjoyed. She took a year off work to be with him, something she later resented me for, claiming it hurt her career progression. Things started changing when Michael was around 11. My business had grown significantly, and we were finally comfortable financially. But instead of being happy, Veronica became restless. She started attending more networking events, often in nearby cities. She'd come home talking about how her college friends were becoming VPs and directors while she was stuck in middle management. I supported her career growth initially. When she wanted to switch companies for better opportunities, I encouraged it. When she needed to travel for conferences, I handled everything at home. But nothing was ever enough. She'd complain about our small town, saying it lacked real opportunities. My father passed away unexpectedly when Michael was 13. My mother Laura, 75F, took it hard. Since I was an only child, we moved her into a house just a few blocks away. Veronica wasn't happy about this either, saying it tied us down even more. Then came the California job offer. A former colleague who'd moved to Silicon Valley recommended her for a VP position. The salary was impressive, but it wasn't just about money anymore. We had a beautiful home, strong community ties, and Michael was thriving in his school. He was on the baseball team, had close friends, and was doing great academically. The fights got ugly. Veronica accused me of being threatened by her success. She'd throw it in my face that she supported me during my business's early struggles, so I owed her the same. I reminded her that I never asked her to put her career on hold. She chose to take that year off when Michael was born. She started staying late at work, missing Michael's games. When she was home, she was always on her phone or laptop. Michael noticed the changes too. He'd ask me why mom was always angry or too busy for family dinners. The final straw came when she announced she'd accepted the California position without discussing it with us. She gave me an ultimatum: either we all move or she goes alone. When I refused to uproot our lives, she packed her bags and left. The first year was rough. Michael would cry himself to sleep, especially when she'd cancel visits last minute. I threw myself into being both parents, attended every school event, helped with homework, tried to keep him involved in activities to distract from the pain. My mother was a huge help during this time. She'd cook meals, help Michael with school projects, and give me someone to talk to when things got overwhelming. My sister Rachel, 38F, also visited more often to support us. For the past 2 years, things seemed to stabilize. Michael and I grew closer. We'd go fishing on weekends, something Veronica always found boring. He joined more school clubs, made new friends, and seemed to be moving forward. Then last week, I borrowed his phone to look up a number since mine was charging. That's when I saw the messages. Dozens of them, spanning months, between him and Veronica. They'd been meeting secretly whenever she was in town. There were photos of them at restaurants, shopping malls, places I had no idea they'd been to. What hurt most were their conversations about me. They mocked my small town mentality and how I couldn't handle strong women. Veronica had convinced him that I drove her away because I was insecure about her success. She'd been poisoning him against me all this time. When I confronted Michael, he exploded. Said he was sick of me controlling his life just like I controlled his mom's. He revealed he'd applied to several colleges in California without telling me. Veronica had helped him with the applications and promised to pay his tuition. I lost my temper. Told him if he wanted to abandon me like his mother did, he should just go. He stormed out and went to my mother's house. She called later saying I was being too harsh and needed to understand he's just a confused teenager. But I don't think I'm being harsh. They betrayed my trust. Conspired behind my back for months. Made me look like the villain when all I did was try to keep our family stable. Now I'm sitting here wondering if I should have seen this coming. Should I try to stop him from moving to California? Am I wrong for being this angry? Update 1: It's been 2 weeks since my last post. I appreciate all the supportive comments. The situation has gotten more complicated, and I need to vent again. Michael is still at my mother's house. She's been giving me daily updates about his state of mind even though I told her to stop enabling this behavior. Last week, she dropped a bombshell. Veronica was flying down to help Michael sort things out. I wasn't prepared for what happened next. Instead of staying at a hotel like she usually did during her rare visits, Veronica moved into my mother's guest room. My own mother, who watched me struggle for 3 years to rebuild our lives after Veronica left, welcomed her with open arms. My sister Rachel, 38F, came over yesterday with some disturbing information. She had maintained occasional contact with Veronica through social media. Apparently, Veronica had been planning this for almost a year. It started when her company opened a satellite office in Seattle. She saw an opportunity to get closer to Michael by transferring there, but wanted to wait until he was ready to leave. Rachel showed me screenshots of conversations where Veronica detailed her strategy. She had been subtly working on Michael for months, painting a picture of the amazing life they could have in California or Seattle. She'd send him photos of beautiful college campuses, talk about internship opportunities at her company, and promise him freedom from our restrictive small-town life. The manipulation went deeper than I thought. She bought him expensive gifts, the latest iPhone, designer clothes, even a car that's sitting in my mother's driveway right now. This was after years of barely sending birthday cards. She'd tell him stories about how I held her back during our marriage, how I was jealous of her ambitions. What really got to me was learning about their secret weekend trips. When Veronica would visit, claiming she only had time for a quick dinner with Michael, they were actually spending entire weekends together. They went to college tours, shopping sprees, and even looked at apartments in Seattle. Rachel found out that Veronica had attended Michael's baseball games and school events in disguise, just to avoid me seeing her. She'd sit far back in the bleachers, wearing sunglasses and a hat. All while I sat in the front row, thinking I was the only parent who cared enough to show up. My mother tried defending her actions by saying she just wanted Michael to have both parents in his life. But where was this concern for family unity when Veronica abandoned us? When Michael would cry because his mother missed another holiday or birthday. The more I learn, the angrier I get. This wasn't just about Veronica wanting to reconnect with our son. This was a calculated plan to turn him against me. She waited until she had enough money and stability to swoop back in and play the role of the fun parent while making me look like the villain who kept them apart. I called my lawyer friend Timothy, 45M, for advice. He suggested documenting everything, the secret meetings, the manipulation, the expensive gifts, in case it becomes relevant later. Even though Michael is almost 18, he said it's important to have a record of parental alienation. Some family members are telling me to let it go. That fighting will only push Michael further away. They say I should be grateful that Veronica wants to be part of his life now. But where was this maternal instinct when he needed her during his formative years? When he made the honor roll? When he won his first baseball championship? I feel like I'm watching history repeat itself. Just like Veronica manipulated me into supporting her career while she planned her exit, she's now manipulating Michael with promises of a glamorous future while erasing everything I've done for him. The hardest part is seeing my mother side with them. She keeps saying people deserve second chances. But this isn't about second chances anymore. This is about someone systematically destroying my relationship with my son and using money and false promises to do it. Should I try to expose Veronica's manipulation to Michael? Or will that just make me look more like the bitter ex-husband she's painted me to be? Update 2: a month has passed since my last update. Things have gone from bad to worse. Michael came home last week to get more of his belongings, and what followed was the most painful conversation of my life. I had spent weeks gathering evidence of Veronica's manipulation, including the screenshots Rachel provided. When Michael arrived, I tried to sit him down and calmly explain everything. Instead of listening, he accused me of stalking his mother through Rachel and trying to control his life even now. The truth about their plans finally came out. Veronica's company is setting up their Seattle office, and she's already accepted a position there. They've leased a luxury 2-bedroom apartment near the University of Washington, where Michael will be starting this fall. She's arranged an internship for him at her company for the summer before college starts. What broke me was learning that she's been helping him pack and ship his belongings to Seattle gradually over the past month. All those times my mother said he was studying at the library, he was actually boxing up his life and sending it away piece by piece. He defended every accusation I made about Veronica. When I brought up how she missed his 15th birthday because of a crucial meeting, he said she was working hard to build a better future for him. When I mentioned the countless baseball games she skipped, he said I was being petty and holding on to the past. The final blow came when he talked about his college plans. Not only has he accepted admission to UW, but Veronica has also promised to pay for everything: tuition, apartment, car, spending money. When I reminded him that I had been saving for his college fund since he was born, he said he didn't want to be indebted to me. My mother stopped by after Michael left. She tried explaining that teenagers often go through phases of preferring one parent over the other. But this isn't a phase. This is the result of calculated manipulation by someone who knows exactly what she's doing. I spoke with my business partner Dave, 44M, about possibly opening a branch in Seattle, thinking maybe I could move there too. But he reminded me of my responsibilities here, the business, my employees who depend on me, my mother who needs support. Besides, Michael made it clear he doesn't want me interfering in his new life. The betrayal runs deep. Not just from Michael and Veronica, but from my own mother who helped facilitate all this. She recently admitted that she knew about the Seattle plans months ago but kept quiet because she thought I would overreact. Some family friends have suggested I try family counseling, but what's the point? Veronica has already won. She got the career she wanted, and now she's taking my son too. All while making me look like the unreasonable one who can't let go of the past. I need advice on how to handle the next few months before he leaves. Should I keep trying to show him the truth about his mother? Or should I just step back and let him learn the hard way? Update 3. It's been 3 months since my last update. Michael's graduation was last week. I debated whether to attend but ultimately decided to go. My mother insisted it was important to maintain bridges for the future. The ceremony itself was painful. I sat in the back while Veronica, dressed in designer clothes, sat in the front row next to my mother. They had organized a huge graduation party at my mother's house afterward. I wasn't invited, but I heard about it from Rachel, who attended briefly out of family obligation. Michael's betrayal became even more apparent when he gave his valedictorian speech. He thanked his mother for showing him there's a bigger world out there and teaching him to follow his dreams no matter what. The irony wasn't lost on anyone who knew our story. No mention of the father who had been there every single day for the past 3 years. The Seattle plans are in full swing now. Veronica's company paid for professional movers to pack up the rest of his things. The few items he left in his room at my house, old baseball trophies, childhood photos, his first baseball glove, felt like a deliberate message. He's leaving his old life behind completely. Rachel told me that Veronica has been posting constantly on social media about their fresh start in Seattle. Pictures of the new apartment, shopping trips for college supplies, mother-son bonding moments, all carefully curated to show what a perfect parent she is now. The comments are full of praise for her dedication to her son and how it's never too late to make things right. My mother keeps pushing me to reach out before he leaves, saying I'll regret it if I don't. But every time I consider it, I remember all the secret meetings, the lies, the manipulation. He's made his choice, and it wasn't me. Last night, I received an email from Veronica. She wrote about how karma has a way of working things out and how she finally has everything she wanted, her career and her son. She even had the audacity to suggest I seek therapy to deal with my control issues. I deleted the email without responding. Michael leaves for Seattle in 2 days. My mother says he expressed disappointment that I didn't fight harder to stop him, almost as if he wanted me to prove I cared. But I'm done playing these manipulation games. Sometimes loving someone means letting them go make their own mistakes. For now, I'm focusing on my business and rebuilding my life without them. Maybe someday Michael will understand why I couldn't support this decision. Until then, I have to accept that my role in his life is over, at least for now. Rachel thinks Veronica will eventually show her true colors again. When the excitement of playing happy family wears off, when real life and responsibilities set in, we'll see if she's really changed. But that's not my concern anymore. I've learned the hard way that you can't protect people from their own choices.